importance of play with young children. My name is Andalon, and I will be presenting to you. Play is a central part of child's development. It is through play children learn and develop the skills needed for life. I will explain why play is important, what skills will be gained during play, and what children learn through play, and the benefits of play. Play is the cornerstone of child's development. Some believe it's just running and jumping, which is part true, but others believe it's a cornerstone. Some of the famous philosophers in early childhood education, Vygotsky, Emerson, and Piaget, all agree that during play, when children are playing, they're being self-taught. They're learning new things, and I do agree with it as an educator myself. This is a time in play where children bond and explore. And also, you may think that play and work are two different things, but for children it's the same. And this quote by Cynthia James explains it all. Play is not the opposite of work. Both are part of everyone's lives. For young children, there's no division between play and work. They are learning through everything they do. And I believe that, and firsthand, if you've been in a classroom, you've seen where children are learning how to build with blocks, or learning to color a picture, or hold a paintbrush, or hold a pencil, or learning to ride the bike really fast. So it's all, this quote explains it perfectly. Through play, children learn and develop social skills, motor skills, and cognitive thinking. And all of these are essential life skills that are developed in early childhood. Socializing through play, children learn while playing to share, interact, and work with each other. And if you've seen this picture, there are two young toddlers trying to go through one tire. And this is a perfect example of learning to share. That's a concept that we learn when we're young. And these children are going to figure out how one of them can go through the tire together, and then as well as creating a bond. They're also maybe going to work as a team building, connection with friends, and as well the big sharing. Sharing is a major part of every child's growth and development, and working together and play teaches it. And motor skills that are developed are fine and gross. Fine motor are your small muscles like in your hand, and coloring and painting are perfect examples of it, because for a child to learn to pick up a paintbrush, make strokes, and color a picture is something incredible for a child to learn. And then gross motor are the large muscles, your thighs, your core, your arms, and hula hooping is the perfect example of that, because you have to use your core muscles to make it go round and round, and I'm sure some adults can't even hula hoop themselves. So for a child to learn that is a big accomplishment, and play is part of that. Cognitive thinking is during play, children are learning to use their imagination, come up with their own ideas, and create their own games. Now, going back to blocks are a perfect example, because a child is learning how to stack the blocks one at a time, making it go as tall as they can, and if it falls, they're going to go back and think, how can I do that again? And as they're playing with blocks, their minds are going round and round and round, how to figure out what can go on top. Another example is going up and down the slide. It may seem as simple as just going up and down the slide, but for a young toddler who's never climbed on a slide structure before, it's a major accomplishment to figure out how he's going to get all the way up to the top and all the way to the bottom and do it all over again. Big, big thing. And their minds are going, 100 miles an hour. And the benefits of play are learning communication skills. When you're playing in a group, you're learning to talk and work with others and play, as well as gaining self-esteem, having those friendships and bond, and knowing that a child is doing well building blocks or coloring a picture, or was able to go down the slide, or able to ride the bike really fast, helps gain self-esteem. And then as well, understanding life skills. Going back to sharing. Sharing is the biggest thing for everyone to learn, and especially for a young child, learning to wait their turn. We're learning to wait their turn, to share what they don't have, especially if they're only child at home. Having an opportunity to play with others gives them that opportunity to learn how to share. And all the wonderful life skills. Play is an essential and critical part of all child development. It is the foundation that shapes children's lives. Play is where children learn to communicate, understand, problem solve, and connect with life. So the next time you see children playing, think about what is important part of play and how playing shaped your life into the adult you turn out to be. Thank you so much. Is there any questions?
How do do sensory activities stimulate development through play?
Great question. How do sensory activities development through play? And it's a great example because it's a wonderful example of fine motor skills. When children have the opportunity to go into a sensory tub and touch small rice and beans and noodles, they're using their fine motor skills. They're learning to pick it up and touch and how it feels, as well as playing with all five senses, touching, seeing, tasting, smelling. Is there another question? Yes?
How can a teacher encourage a shy child to play?
How can a teacher encourage a shy child to play? And that's a great question. And it is by leading the way. If a teacher sees a shy child who's hesitant to play, my suggestion is for that teacher to go and play with that child and to bring them into the group and show them that's okay. Because as a teacher, you're the leader of the classroom. And if the child trusts you that you're having fun and playing, then he will encourage himself to go and play. Is there any more questions? Well, thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate it, and really think about how play is an important part of each child's development. Thank you again.